Today, we will tackle about the types of grading and reporting systems. In practice, we find numbers of ways in which grades are made and reported. Normally, the type of rating used depends on the extent to which more deceptive and informative. Summaries are required by school authorities or by the stakeholders in general. Thus, the major types of grading and making found in practice includes this. So here comes the number one or A, the traditional letter grade system. In traditional letter grade system, students' performances are summarized by means of letters. A stands for excellence, C stands for average, D stands for reading improvement, and F as a failure. So the traditional letter grade system is easy to understand, but it is of limited value when used as the sole report because they end up being a combination of achievement, effort, work, habits, or behavior. As such, they are difficult to interpret. They do not indicate patterns of strengths and weaknesses. You can see here the example of traditional letter grade system, which is the A for 90 to 100%, which is advanced, B for 80 to 89%, which is it meets the expectations or targets, C for 70 to 79%, partial mastery of target, demonstrates partial understanding or can perform portions of the target by assistance, and D for 60 to 69%, and F for 0 to 59%, which is little or no mastery. Letter B is pass-fail. So in the pass-fail, the pass or fail system utilizes a dichotomous grade system, which is either a student has complied and reached certain standards, in which case he passes, or he failed to do so, gets a failing mark. This is popular in some courses in college, right? So they not very much practice in basic education. In fact, the pass-fail system should be kept to a minimum because it does not provide much information, since students tend to work to the minimum just to pass. And in mastery learning courses, no grades are reflected until mastery threshold in reach. Comes the examples. So you have these grades like the 90 to 100, which is outstanding, passed, which is a passing grade, very satisfactory, 85 to 89, pass, and so on. In below 75, did not meet the expectation, so it is failed. So letter C, checklist of objectives. In these systems, the objectives of the course are enumerated. After each objective, the student's level of achievement is indicated, which is the outstanding, very good, good, fair, or poor. This is a very detailed reporting system and tends to be more informative for the parents and pupils at the same time. However, it's also a very time-consuming to prepare. There is also the potential problem of keeping the list manageable and understandable. So we can have the example here, the behavior, condition, criterion, and the overall. So in behavior, you can have it checked if these the students already achieve or meet your expectation, right? So the example here, in behavior contains only one verb, so it's about English. Did not contain the verbs know, understand, learns, appreciate, knowledge, comprehend, or remember. While in condition, describes the resources for the behavior, not the activity leading up to the behavior, the materials needed to the productivity. And in criterion, the focus is on success, not failure, and the overall directly aligns with the state standard. So it's just a sample. So letter D, letters to parents and guardians. Letters to parents and guardians are useful supplement to grades a period. However, they have a limited value as a whole because they are very time-consuming to prepare. The accounts of weaknesses are often misinterpreted by parents and guardians, and they are characterized neither as systematic nor cumulative. So here are some examples. Which I have, it's a letter, right? So their families. This year, I will be evaluating student performance in a way that they may seem different than traditional grading methods. In my classroom, I have created some learning goals and performance skills for several different subjects. Learning goals are posted statements that help students focus on exactly what they are supposed to learn and master from instruction. So here in this letter, the teacher already provided some information about how she or he grade her students, how she or he grade her students, and also it is in information that so that the parents will not be in shock, or so that the parents will evaluate as well to her child. Portfolios. So we all know what is portfolios, right? As already explained, portfolio is a set of forcefully selected works with commentary by student and teacher. Portfolios are useful for showing students' strengths and weaknesses, illustrating range of student work, showing progress over time or stages of a project, teaching students about objectives, standards they are to meet. So examples of the portfolios is like the um, activities about projects, your essay, or anything that you can include that will show your strengths and weaknesses. So the last one, letter F, parent-teacher conferences. Parent-teacher conferences are mainly used in elementary school or even high school. Now, this requires the parents of pupils come for a conference with the teacher to discuss the pupils, for a conference with the teacher to discuss the pupil progress. Portfolios, when available, are useful basis for discussion. Such conferences are useful for a two-way flow of information and getting more information and cooperation from the parents. They are, however, a limited value support because most parents do not come for such conferences, right? So, um, in this parent-teacher conferences, it's really important so that the parents will know the progress of your child. The parents will know the how to evaluate, how to know the weaknesses and strengths of your child. Because as we all know, parents is our number one teacher. So they need to know what is happening to the child, and it is an obligation for to the parents and also to the teacher to communicate, to help each other with their child. So I think that would be all to my report. Thank you.